blame the Irish guy. And right, the Premier League season is over.
Congratulations, Man City!
Lads, am I now decaying like a slice of toast in the sun? Or did that season feel extraordinarily quick? It only feels like 5 minutes ago that I made my Premier League predictions video, but go on then. Let's take a look at how well I did. And lads, just as I did with my championship predictions, I'm going to give myself an overall score based on how far off I am with each individual team. The goal is to keep it as close as possible to 0. Yeah, with my championship predictions, I finished on nearly minus 200. So today the target has to be keep it under minus 50. I'd be happy with that. But lads, I did 2 predictions video. One normal one and one where I was a stupid teddy bear. I made a video predicting the Premier League table if I was stupid. Essentially calling people out on social media for thinking that Spurs would finish bottom half or that Aston Villa would finish top 4. I'm gonna react to that video tomorrow, and lads, oh no. I've got a horrible feeling that that ironic table is going to be more accurate than this one. And if that is the case, oh, don't worry. Then I'm throwing my laptop in a lake, and I will instead take up a job wiping down old bums in a nursing home. Right, let's go.
20th Wolves. I'm sorry, Lopetegui, but it's going to be an absolute disgrace of a season. Wolves will be so bad, they'll scrape less than 30 points. We'll be relegated in mid-April with Andre Villas-Boas at the wheel.
Scrape less than 30 points. Be relegated by mid-April with Andre Villas-Boas at the wheel. That guy is now literally the president of FC Porto. He's somebody who is now so incredibly rich and powerful that he probably forces his own wife to jump out of a birthday cake at least once a month. This is someone who now has enough power to have internet gremlins like me mysteriously killed and thrown in a swamp, no questions asked. Wolves, I am sorry. I thought with your mass exodus of players last summer that you would essentially be grilled like lemon toast. That training sessions at Wolves probably now look like the deserted desert in Mad Max. I mean, listen, Julian Lopetegui even quit after I published the video, losing an ex-Real Madrid manager and replacing him with a terrified little mouse. Someone who looks like the real-life version of Ratatouille. To me, that just confirmed your relegation. But no, you instead finished 14th. Although, relax. O'Neill seems to have more of a manic fan base than Taylor Swift, because all I hear on Twitter is people telling me,
Oh, you have a vendetta against Gary, that he's actually a brilliant coach.
oh, is he? Because 14th. Yes, I'm beginning this video on -6, which is a bad start, but he's not exactly Mourinho in disguise. He is still someone who looks like he should be working as a creepy lollipop man. I mean, you'd probably sooner let your child get slapped by a lorry than hold this man's head across the road.
19th, Sheffield United. Sheffield United are down already. They won't put up much of a fight. Again, they'll only get about 32 points and also be relegated before the start of May. It's just going to be a complete waste of time. If the Blades don't go down, I will walk to Sheffield, knock on the local priest's door and beg him for forgiveness.
16 points? Are you for real? 16 points! Sheffield United have been a disgrace this season. I knew they would be. I said they'd take less than 31 points to be relegated before May. But even I didn't think they'd be this completely hideous pile of turtle vomit. I said 19. I feel foolish now for even thinking they're capable of that. I feel like some disgruntled mum who thought that her lazy, useless teenage son would be at the very least be able to unload the dishwasher on his own. Yeah, she instead comes home from the cinema to find the bowls aren't clean, the spoons aren't put away properly, and there's an eyeball on one of the forks. Look, this isn't a horrible prediction. I'm only -1 off. I knew they would be dreadful, but not this bad. Lads, Sheffield United made me embarrassed to be a human being. When I see those players concede 104 goals in a single Premier League season, I'm sort of ashamed to be the same sort of species. Part of me now envies the oblivious penguins at the zoo. I mean, they can't admit to sharing a gene pool with the likes of Jack Robinson, someone who for most of the season has seemed like he has so much anger problems that he probably threatens to bite off a Marks and Spencer's staff member's ear when they tell him they don't stock sausages anymore. But yeah, -7.
18th, Nottingham Forest. Forest will put up a fight, yes, but Cooper will be fired by February, and Forest will drag Jorge Sampaoli out of Flamengo, but will ultimately be relegated on the final day at Burnley.
Again, I am -1 place off. Look, I said that Steve Cooper would be sacked, didn't I? You know, that Liverpool ex-manager who, in hindsight, I'm kind of glad he was put out of his misery, because I did feel kind of mean, constantly reminding the world that he looks like if the megabus man suffered a stroke. I'm glad Cooper was away from the spotlight, and instead putting grannies off the lunch whenever he strolls into Costa Coffee for a pie. I'm sorry, okay, I'm sorry, I feel mean. Look, I also look like I've got a squashed potato for a face, but he just does look like a Scooby-Doo villain when you rip the mask off. He's somebody who probably envies Deadpool's burnt face. But okay, I said the Forest would finish 18th. I was 1 off, so we're now 3 places in, and I'm on -8. That's not awful so far. When I was 3 places deep into the championship video, I was already on -39. -39. How is that possible? When you say Ipswich will finish bottom, that's how that's possible. So this isn't a complete disgrace. Forest were nearly relegated, only staying up due to the fact that they were competing against the 3 collective worst group of promoted teams in history. So this one isn't awful.
17th, Luton Town. I know, this seems nutty. Me predicting that Luton Town will stay up in the Premier League. Let's be real. Everyone thinks they've got the same survival odds as the fat one and lost. So go on, Luton. I reckon they will scrape their way to 36 points and survive on goal difference. Go on, Luton Town.
I said Luton would scrape 36 points and stay up. No, instead I was wrong by 10 points. Look, Luton put up a little bit of a fight, I guess, but in the cold, harsh light of day, then 26 points is nothing to sing home about. And Rob Edwards has arguably done his reputation no damage at all, which is surprising because most managers who oversee a points total in the 20s, most of them are then too embarrassed to look their own chairman in the eye. I mean, at the postseason awards dinner, those failed managers probably spend the entire evening eating their potatoes and Brussels sprouts locked in the disabled toilets instead. I was wrong by one place again. So, it's now -9 after 4 teams, which isn't awful at all.
16th Fulham. Look, okay, I'm not predicting Fulham to get relegated, alright? So calm down, angry Fulham fans. Yeah, I think Fulham will have a pretty bad year. Their top scorer will be Damari Gray with 8 Premier League goals. This will be their second season syndrome. They'll be in and out of the bottom 3, wind up with just about 40 points. It'll be a pretty awful year. I'm sorry, okay, but if Fulham finish top half again, I will drink 5 litres of tea while standing on my head.
If Fulham finish in the top half, then I will drink 5 litres of tea. Thankfully, I was never in any real danger of that. Fulham finished 13th on 47 points. So again, this isn't a truly horrible prediction, but they've been a little better than I thought they'd be. Why on earth did I tip Damari Gray to be their top scorer this season? The bloke now lives in Saudi, and he's not even a famous celebrity over there. I don't think any prince was paying him to attend the Tyson Fury fight. I don't reckon his invite was lost in the post. Gray ain't exactly Michael Bublé walking down a street in England, but over there in Saudi, he's probably less famous than a crippled butterfly. But no, this one was wrong. I'm up by 3 points. The score is now -12. I mean, it's not dreadful so far. But come on, can I please get one right? Please!
15th West Ham. This is Moyes' last season, I know it is. I reckon it'll be more of the same inconsistent Premier League form. There'll be a huge lack of goals. More people need to wake up and realise that the Danny Ings who used to challenge for the golden boot at Southampton is long gone, and in his place it's just been passed at 31-year-old with weak hamstrings. Oh, just a horrible season for West Ham, and in a year, Moyes is getting sacked for Michael Carrick.
You know what's weird? Nearly everything I said in this video is true. This has been a horribly inconsistent season for West Ham. Danny Ings is absolutely a past guarded gnome who now looks scared in front of goal. And yes, David Moyes was shoved out the door. Not for Michael Carrick though. Instead, weirdly, it's Lopetegui. Strangely, the Hammers actually had Ruben Amorim in their office, which has caused them all sorts of trust issues back in Portugal. It's like David Sullivan just wanted to be a vicious home wrecker, just for the fun of it. But lads, all the things I said about West Ham ring true, so how on earth are they up as high as 9th? This is a mediocre half-hearted season, which screams 15th, but somehow 9th on paper. I'm now officially about as wrong about West Ham as I was about Wolves. This is another -6, chucking me out to -18. Okay, now the wheels are falling off a little bit.
14th Everton. They look a bit more like Burnley of 2019. Ugly, unfashionable Sean Dyche football, but they'll have their stuff together. They'll rarely spend any time in the relegation zone at all. Just another season of mediocrity. I am so assured of how comfortable it will be for Everton. For every game week they spend inside the bottom 3, I will empty a keg of milk all over my face.
I said this would be like the Burnley of 2019. Oh yes, spot on. In 2019, Sean Dyche finished the season on 40 points. In 2024 with Everton, he's finished the season on 40 points. This is exactly like Burnley of 5 years ago. Because yes, the Toffees have not been fun to watch. They have been about as easy on the eye as watching a kangaroo eating his own belly button goo whilst you're trying to tuck into a donut in peace. But no, typically, I'm wrong. Okay, I said 14th. They finished 15th instead. And oh yes, I still absolutely stink of milk. So right now, we are now on -19 after 6 teams.
13th Bournemouth. I'm not going to say something stupid like Bournemouth for Europe, but they will absolutely stay up and pull off some giant killings. This will be like an Eddie Howe season. And yeah, comfortable. 13th.
You know what? I am surprised that I didn't stick up for Bournemouth further in my predictions list. People say that I overestimate the cherries, that my
glazing for Areola is wild,
that I'm the reason he closes his curtains every night before 8 p.m, that I'm the reason he's now got a security guard parked outside his seaside mansion in the evenings. By the way, Andoni, if I were you, from one friend to another, I'd trim your garden tulips. Look, okay, I'm not some crazy Areola baby reindeer stalker, okay? I don't sellotape love notes to the feet of the seagulls who poo on his lawn. None of that. And actually, I didn't actually back Bournemouth enough. They've done better than I thought. I said 13th. They've instead finished 12th. I said they would pull off giant killings under Areola. How does a 3-0 win at Old Trafford look? But no, I'm still waiting on a correct prediction. Once again, I'm so annoyingly off by just Oh, minus 20.
12th, Crystal Palace. We know what Crystal Palace are going to do. This is a team who've always finished with a points total in the 40s ever since they got promoted back to the Premier League in 2013. But yeah, a boring old 12th. And if Palace don't finish with a points total in the 40s, then I will walk from Newcastle to Sunderland wearing nothing but a bin bag around my waist.
Oh, wow. Crystal Palace, I am scared of you, because I said this would be the same old boring sludge puppet season we see every year from the Eagles. Just a team who sleepwalked their way to a points total in the 40s. Something they've done every year for the last decade. But in reality, what we've seen from Palace over the last 5 weeks, that is not typical Crystal Palace. This is suddenly the most devastating, brilliant Palace team I've ever seen in my life. I'm sorry, but 6 wins from the last 7 games, where they've beaten Liverpool, stuck 4 past Man United and 5 past West Ham and Aston Villa. This is wild. Palace are scaring me. I am so relieved they ran out of games, because if Oliver Glasner had just one more match, Palace would have ended with a points total in the 50s, and I would suddenly be questioned by police as to why my creepy nakedness is causing car crashes near the Angel of the North. But no, Palace finished 10th. I am wrong by 2, so minus 22.
11th, Brighton. This is how quickly football fans get spoilt, because finishing 11th in the Premier League is not a bad season for Brighton and Hove Albion, but that's exactly how they will perceive it after being spoilt with a 6th place finish last season. So I don't want to hear any Brighton fans complaining, like a spoiled child who gets told eat his broccoli before his cake. 11th is fine. And if Brighton somehow magically do finish on the side of the top half, I will spend an entire weekend buried up to my neck in sand. Yeah, an entire weekend. How would I be fed my lunch? Just begging strangers to throw their leftover chips at my face?
Yes. Thank you, Brighton! People say that I've utterly had it in for this club for years, but I can never be truly objective about them. I always just write them off as being hipster's choice, and that me sticking them in the bottom half of the league was disrespectful. That me doubling down and saying that if the Seagulls finish in the top half, under the manager literally linked with Barcelona, that I would spend a weekend buried up to my head in sand, that was absolute brain dead levels of lunacy, right? Ironically, that was me chucking my head in the sand and not accepting the brilliance of the Serbi, right? What, you mean the disloyal little gremlin who's once again snuck out the door after less than 2 seasons at the club? Honestly, look at that man's flighty CV. I hope he shows more loyalty to his wife, or he'll soon have more divorces than Pamela Anderson. Lads, look how bad this prediction looked for me after game week 6. Brighton were in the Champions League spots, having won 5 of the first 6 games, scoring 17 goals in the process. Imagine anybody between Crystal Palace finish above them after that crazy start. I'll admit it, I felt nervous for my prediction, and I was practically having to Google whether there's any poisonous crabs on the Tynemouth beach. Lads, I have got the Brighton prediction nailed on, completely perfect, which is hilarious. People say I don't know anything about Brighton, and that I'm blinded by my dislike for hipsters. Really? Lads, Brighton had not even dipped their toes into the bottom half of the league until game week 34. But I really have to thank the late De Zerbi implosion. But after all the hype, I reckon he's just the next Michael Laudrup. Give it 6 months and he'll be befriending camels in Qatar.
10th, Brentford. It's no Raya. No Tony. It'll be tough, but the only reason I have them still squeaking into the top half is because they have no distraction of European football. So you'll get top half, but just.
I said that Brentford would finish 10th? Why? Could I not see that Ivan Toney was banned for 6 months? Why on earth did I tip Thomas Frank's men to creep into the top half? I don't even rate him that much as a manager. To me, he looks scarier than anything off the Addams Family. He looks like if Severus Snape had a baby with a Beetlejuice. But yeah, 10? What was I thinking? They finished 16th? I'm wildly off by 6, so yeah, minus 28.
9th, Burnley. We're about to witness an absolute masterclass from Burnley. Burnley in 9th. Newly promoted Burnley in 9th? Vincent Kompany is absolutely masterminding a 9th place finish, which would be absolutely incredible considering their transfer window has been so hideous. But yes, Burnley are going to be classed with a capital C. I mean, if Burnley do get relegated, I will spend 20 minutes sitting in a nice bath whilst getting my mum to throw chunks of mud at my face.
Oh no!
I can't believe you're back, Burnley. No! Mummy, no! Why did you back Burnley? No! No son of mine! I wish I never had a son! I'm such a bully, it's so ridiculous! Take this, Irish guy! It's so cold! It's so cold! It's so cold!
Okay, my mum didn't want to do it, alright? I hate Burnley. Thanks, Vincent Kompany. Is this what I get for believing in you? I think I might just have frozen my groin. This is embarrassing. I mean, was it just me? Was it just me who tipped Burnley to finish as high as 9? I'm lucky to keep my prediction score under 50 here, right? It's not helping when I'm now wrong by 10 places about Burnley. Just hideous, horrible. I said 9th, actual 9th. And you've instead gone and conceded 78 goals? This is truly an extraordinarily bad prediction. I feel like such a gumby. It's now minus 38. Oh, please keep it under minus 50.
8th Aston Villa. People are tipping them to crack into the Champions League spots. How quickly things change. They'll have another top season, but they will slip from 7th to 8th because, well, Europa League.
Yes, I am off by 4, and it is now minus 42. But do Aston Villa really feel like a Champions League worthy team? Really? The team who just imploded and lost by 5 at Sellers Park? The team who conceded 6 goals over 2 legs in a European semi-final against a club from Greece? Shame on Tottenham for absolutely bottling the top 4 challenge and just letting Villa get their hands on 4th with ease. Because Unai Emery's team have had some really bumpy moments. Don't forget that just 2 months ago, they actually lost 4-0 at home to Spurs. I don't think this team is ready for Champions League football at all. But fair play, you finished 4th. I was wrong.
7th Tottenham. Spurs finishing 7th will be a good season. Postecoglou will have them playing slick, zesty football. And so yeah, without being weighed down by European football, 7th, but a good 7th.
No, look, I said the Spurs would finish 7th, but that would be a good 7th. They've done better than that. Whilst many people were thinking at the Tottenham of the Hurricane would finish bottom half, oh no, I knew Postecoglou would play some tasty football. And yes, he's had his gruff, cranky moments. I mean, especially after losing to Man City. Oh, Postecoglou looked like he wanted to rip off his shirt and form an underground fight club so he could wail on any Tottenham fans who were doing the Poznan when Haaland scored. Honestly, I bet Postecoglou would squeeze your face into his chubby armpits. I bet his sweat tastes like barbecued fish fingers. But Spurs did better than I thought. I was wrong by 2, minus 44.
6th Newcastle. Newcastle are a very good team. That's all there is to it. Because this squad now has European football to contend with. And let's be real, it's a good squad. But as far as Champions League level squads go, it's not great. So listen, this might seem like a step back. But I'm sorry, this Newcastle squad cannot cope with the strain of midweek European footballs and still get into the top 4. Now, it'll be 6th.
This seemed like a really sane, pragmatic prediction. I wasn't going nuts and saying that Newcastle would repeat their trick of getting Champions League football, that they'd suddenly made it now and would be kicking with the big boys every year without fail. No, I accepted that European football would take its toll on Eddie Howe's mostly mediocre squad, that they would have to settle for 6th. I was close. I was so close once again. I'm up with just 1 place because the Magpies finished 7th instead. Are you for real? That is now Luton Town, Nottingham Forest, Everton, Bournemouth, and Newcastle, where I am off by 1. How is that fair? If they'd all just been 1 place different, then I would have 6 correct predictions so far. And I can promise you, I would look like a football geek. It's now minus 45. Please. No, I want to keep this to under minus 50.
5th Arsenal. Arsenal fans will be outraged. How dare I stick them 5th? Did I not see them nearly win the league? I just think the competition is so high for the top 4 now. Arsenal will still have a good season, yes. I don't even think they'll have a massive drop off. They got 84 points last season. I think they'll get 72 this time out. That's not bad.
What? What was I saying? Arsenal will finish 5th. 5th. Lads, I said this would be a huge backward slide for Arsenal and they wouldn't even qualify for the Champions League. Instead, they were 2 points off the title. It's horrible, but yeah. Minus 48.
4th Chelsea. Of all the clubs in the Premier League, Chelsea are going to have the mathematical biggest improvement. I just think the X factor is Mauricio Pochettino. Forget the stupid narratives. He is a quality coach. They'll be inconsistent, yes, but when they click, Pochettino ball is going to be delicious to watch.
I said of all the teams in the table, Chelsea are going to have the biggest mathematical points improvement. Well, last season they got 44 points. Now, they've got 63. That is a 19-point swing. I think I'm right. No other team in the league has had a more dramatic improvement than that. So, wow. Lads, for those posh, whiny goblins who used to be on the kickoff, for them to say there's been no improvement inside, what, a year? What? Chelsea just won 5 matches in a row. A year ago under Frank Lampard, you couldn't buy a win. Pochettino has done a brilliant job inside a year. And yet some fans still think he's a Tottenham spy. These are the people who should not be allowed to vote. I am wrong on paper because they finished 6th, not 4th. Well, lads, I got the gist right. Honestly, lads, I actually think the Chelsea are more equipped for Champions League football next season than Villa. But, no, we're now on minus 50. Please, no more. Just say I've got the final 3 teams right, please. This is it. Can we end the video on minus 50, please?
3rd Liverpool. There is a lot of change at Liverpool. There is not enough here for a title challenge, no. And I think they'll be neck and neck with Chelsea all season long. But they'll squeak over the line into 3rd, purely down to just 1 single point. I don't think this will be a drastic improvement. I reckon they'll get 8 more points than they did last season, because that attack is ridiculous beyond belief. But I reckon they'll still be the same dodgy defensive errors. They'll be out of the title race by early March. But yeah, 3rd.
Pretty much bang on. Okay, no, Liverpool didn't squeak over the line into 3rd. They're clear 4th by 14 points, but they were out of the title race in March. Lads, I got this one right. That is my 2nd correct prediction. Thank you, Liverpool. Now, who did I say for 2nd?
Second, Man United. I like Man United's transfer business. Lads, I've already said this. When Ederson and Alisson both joined Man City and Liverpool, they both instantly improved their team by 22 points. Both of them, 22. Andre Onana is in their league. His distribution is absolutely stupid. An extra 22 points will get Man United to 97. I am tempted. I am really tempted to say something ridiculous like Man United will win the league thanks to their revolutionary goalie. I'm going to say they'll have a great season, but second.
Second? I thought Manchester United would finish second. This is absolute complete lunacy. I said Eric Ten Hag's men would challenge for the league title. Instead, it's their lowest finish in decades. 8th in the league. That's worse than Moyes' effort a decade ago. Legitimately, I have no answer to this. Why on earth did I think they would breeze all the way into second? That is 6 wrong. So right now, minus 56.
First, Man City. Who else? Man City just won the treble. I don't want to be boring and say that Man City will win a 4th straight Premier League title, but they will. Not a single team in England is close to them. And I'm sorry, but if Man City don't win the Premier League this season, then I will eat 500 grapes in one sitting on camera.
I am so thankful I don't have to digest 1,000 grapes today. Thank you, Man City. Yes, you are slowly turning this great division into a farmer's league. But at the minute, I don't care, okay? Because I don't have to have nightmares about grapes. Anyway, that leaves me with a grand total score of 3 correct predictions and an overall score of minus 56. We didn't do it. I want a minus 50 or lower. We didn't do it. We didn't, failed again. That's, I'm really not looking forward to tomorrow's video. That could be even more stupid pain. Anyway, that's the video. What do you think? How well did I do? Let me know. We know what it wasn't good. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. As always, I'll talk to you in a while.